هذا الاسلوب ما يصير.
أبو محمد
ما يجوز.
نعم أبو محمد.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
In the name of God,
يبدو
it seems like because of the backgrounds that we all know about, it has become that this companion of mine, Barzan, whenever he speaks, he creates an atmosphere just as we just witnessed, and this is not in the interest of the court. It's not in the interest of those that you call defendants, and it's not in the interest for the truth and history. So we believe that the patience of the judge and the court should be bigger than the patience of the defendant, because in the end the court is going to deliver the sentence, the judge and the whole judging court. But the defendant has the obligation to defend himself, and this defense, of course, the judge is an experienced person in age and in life and in knowledge of the law, and I think we all agree that the judge should listen to the defendant and try to reach the truth with what the defendant says, what the prosecution said, what witnesses say, and all these outbursts and clashes that happen from time to time are of no interest to anybody. Secondly, I have to come back to say that the prosecution draws conclusions after each document they present, and this in terms of law and procedures, this is not accepted. Not even insinuation is accepted. Conclusions and drawing conclusions from part of the prosecution is totally unacceptable. For example, just the last case of this phenomenon, he read two documents that he said that were signed by Mr. Abdullah and his son, regardless of whether these are phony documents or genuine. So in conclusion, this is exactly just informing, like any detective work or any normal citizen under the law. When they witness a crime and they see and they hear things, they report it. They report what they saw. And this is not a ground for incriminating them. It doesn't justify jailing them for over 3 years only because they reported something they witnessed. The prosecution says that these two reports led to the execution of this list of people, and as if saying this, he disregarded any other possible any relationship between the investigation, the court, and the sentence. And he says this, the Revolutionary Tribunal is using a report that is said to be written by Abdullah and executed the incriminated. And I believe, Your Honor, that you will not accept this kind of commands, and I'm not defending myself. I'm talking about all the Iraqis, and I worry about all of you, because in the face of the world, I'm talking about your experience as a nation, the one who won in the 1988 is all of Iraq, is the Iraqi nation, Arabs and Kurds and all religions and all ethnic groups. And the same thing, the experience and that Iraq has built, and all these institutions, one of them is this one. And yes, I don't want to be very long. Yeah, I have been your president for 35 years, and I am still, and let's not go into these considerations right now, but all this is concluded with the saying that these people who have been executed because of the reports that these two people have written. The court will take into consideration all these points. Yes, I said that the court will probably not take into consideration this kind of observations and won't take into consideration what Saddam Hussein says or what Barzan says. But now, what we're talking now, we are talking in front of the public opinion, and the public opinion and the nation is hurt. And you know it, you know exactly what I'm talking about, and you live here, you live in Baghdad, and you live. So this is exactly like throwing oil on top of a burning Iraq, one way or the other. Whereas the interest is that the nation should be united, just one hand, regardless of ethnicity, religion, sects, interpretations, all united against invasion. And other than that, interpretations can be agree, can disagree. So please, these are my observations, and thank you very much. This court is now adjourned till the day of March 12th. We are adjourning. Your Honor, you promised us time to talk. Yes, that's right. Go ahead. It's your right. Go ahead. In the name of God, say to the non-believers that I don't adore what you adore. You won't believe in what I believe. You keep your faith, and I keep mine. Word of God. And I'm not suggesting this, I'm not saying this to anyone here present in the court. Because I say this because I heard a note a few days ago that someone said that when they felt targeted and offended when I said, fight them, God shall make them suffer at your hands and shall defeat them. Have we reached this point in which Saddam Hussein, who only stands against the invasion, the occupation, America and its crimes, and targets only to curse and insult Iraqis? So, Your Honor, I want to say that this is psychologically a problem here when they believe that when they feel targeted by a Quranic verse. I'm using to curse and to address other people. I don't want any Iraqi to be upset by what I say. Your Honor, you're looking for things, and in your hand you have it clear and you have it obvious, and you leave it and you're looking for something else. For example, raising the farmland in Al-Dujail. You're looking for Taha Yassin Ramadan and Barzan and all that. There is no reason for you to go look for other people I did it. I raised the farmland. Not that I rode a bulldozer and raised them myself, but the decision was made by the Revolutionary Council, and there was a decision taken to all those who were found to be guilty in the assassination attempt. Those who were found to be what? If they were found to be guilty of the crime of the assassination attempt against my person, would lose their lands. And in the law, in the Iraqi law, the government had the right to expropriate any land, any property with in return for a simple symbolic compensation. I changed that law, and I introduced a new bill to expropriate the land and to compensate people and compensate its owners to the proper value. So I compensated these people when I forgot about what this happened. He just reminded me. I received people from the jail, and they were begging me to for me to return their lands, and I did. Even though they had cashed the compensation. Of course, I never took the compensation back of them. What the government gives never takes back. So I gave them their land back and never got the compensation out of them. So the government has the right to expropriate and compensate, and this is what's done. This is what was done. Where's the crime? Where's the crime in this? Why I'm saying this? Because I'm the one that signed I signed the decision. No one ever obliged me to force me to sign this decision. The assassination attempt was against me. So you're saying this man is a farmer of Dujail, and this other man is a farmer of Dujail, and they came to the judge of the Revolutionary Tribunal. I was the one that directed them, that put them in trial with the Revolutionary Tribunal, and the judge then, like the judge here in this court, applies the law. It's not their personal views of things. So when the main person here relieves you and declares that he is responsible, why are you going behind all these people and looking for other responsibles? Saddam Hussein, when time of leadership, says I'm responsible, but then when things go bad, you expect him to say no. Abdullah is responsible. Saddam Hussein will never do something like that. I'm not the kind of man. I sustain people. I take people on my shoulders when things are tough. When things are easy for them, they walk on their own. If Saddam Hussein wants to reprisal, if there are any other forces that are forcing you to, nobody has any power on this court except God and except the law. So, if you consider that the people who Saddam Hussein, who were trying to shoot Saddam Hussein, and the bullets were flying ahead of me. I was in my car, I was sitting to the right, and there was the driver and one of my friends. I don't remember if he was on my left side or next to the driver. No, I think he was sitting to my left, and the escort, the bodyguard, was sitting next to the driver, and of course, my car was hit by so many bullets, and from my side of the car, the bullets came exactly to the last layer of armor. It did not come through that last layer, and I survived. God has chosen me to survive. So if you consider that if I incriminated someone because of their assassination attempt against the person of the president of the republic, why is the crime, and why are you? I put all these people in trial, and I was the president, and the president is now here present and admitting. Just put the president on trial and leave the others be. If there is nothing in the law that says that or that gives the Revolutionary Council the right to decide to expropriate a property and compensate their owners, then you put the head of the Revolutionary Council on trial, and he is here. This is me. So why are you looking for other people? Why are you looking for other responsibles? So please keep this in mind. Yes, I know. Keep this in your conscience and your mind, and see what effect it has on those people who refuse to testify. People, if they give a testimony that one of the parties don't like, then the prosecution turns them into accused, into criminals. Yes, the court has the right to defend and to protect the witnesses in case it sees it necessary. But, Your Honor, the witness X, the plaintiff X, and document X, all these, not because of me. It's not. I'm not challenging here. I only fear God, and not now. Not now. I'm going to start to be scared. I was a teenager and I was never scared, and we risked our lives, and we were never feared anything. It's God's will that we are alive. So it's not fear out of fear for anything, but we only fear for the reputation of Iraq, because you too, you were judges and you were lawyers and you were law experts when these things happened. Do you think that all these violations took place and all of you were silent? So what is this President of the Republic if all these things take place? And when I was told, and I know that the court takes in consideration these things, but first this is to vent out what we have, and we're here, and you read us our rights, and you told us that we have rights to talk. In these kind of accusations, everything is in the dark. Unknown witness, unknown plaintiff, and how can the court form a correct opinion about the truth? However, witnesses turning a witness into a criminal is against me, is against my interest, and is against the interest of Iraq. This was a request from the prosecution, and the request was the court is going to take a decision of that. I don't make decisions, you make decisions. I just making a comment here on the effect of this on other witnesses. The other side, the other point is very administrative and very simple. Your Honor, you adjourned the session for a break, and you went to a place where there's at least a minimum utilities for comfort. In our case, we went to this side room here. It used to be a small kitchen. It has a service elevator. There has been installed in there a toilet that is completely open, no intimacy. And who do you think any of us could ever use the toilet with all his brothers sitting around him? And there's no doors and nothing. Is this humanity? Is this the humanism of those who are in charge of this court? For us, dear Honor, if we are obliged to do anything, then don't feel insulted. We are only insulted in our humanity and in our consciousness. But what is rude is from those people who have the power and they humiliate they humiliate the person, or I'm sorry, they believe that they are humiliating someone, but they don't. The Iraqis, not the mountains of the world, will ever humiliate me as an Iraqi because I have never done anything. Thank you very much, Your Honor. No. The session is adjourned to March 12th.